Whew. That sounds like we're in a wind tunnel. It is windy. See deer all around me walking through the forest as I speak. But yeah, I've got the wood stove for the hot tent that I used in my last video, so we're gonna be attempting to set that up and see if we can find some dry wood to have a fire. I mean, that thing should heat me right out of that tent. I've never used one before, so we'll see. I'll get this book bag off and start setting the tent up, and I'll bring you guys back for that here in a minute. Hopefully the camera's still doing all right. It's pretty cold. It's not looking so good. But I'll walk you around it, kind of show you a little bit of what it looks like. I could only get so far behind it on that other side. That's why it looked a little goofy. But I got the little panel Velcro thing there, the stove jack thing put in. Got all the guy lines put out because, as I said earlier, it is friggin' windy, but the ground's a little unlevel, so it's kind of hard to get it perfect. But well, I guess you're never gonna get it perfect on uneven ground. You could always take the pole in the center. You have to dig out on the inside, down on the bottom, to try to get the pole the correct height for the tent because you're on uneven ground. But I can't do that because I brought a ground sheet this time and it's already on the ground. But yeah, I'll take you in here, show you what that's like. Okay, so we have the little clips in up at the top here at the peak of the pole, little mesh inner. Didn't really show it too good in the last video. I couldn't quite get in here and show it very good, but I've got the military surplus, the modular sleep system, all three pieces, because it is cold. It's only in the low 20s right now, but it's that for you British folk, -5, -6, something like that. Snapped up a couple little pieces of wood just to help start the fire with later. I have to go back and get the stove. But yep, that's got the ground sheet down, and where I'm sitting right now, there is no ground sheet, which is where the stove is going. Yeah, it's where I'm standing right now currently. Is you can see the stove jack there, I think. But that's gonna be where the stove's at later, and didn't want the ground sheet under it, you know, burn holes in it and melt it. I mean, it is after all just a ground sheet, but try to keep our stuff nice. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back once I get the some more wood around probably, and get the stove in here and set up, because it's this time of year, it gets dark super quick. So even without that stove and the ground being as, you know, up in the air kind of like that, the bottom of the tent doesn't quite touch, you know, it's kind of hard to get it to be perfect when you're on level ground. But yeah, even with the wind like that, it's still substantially warmer than it is outside. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Well, it's about 7:30. Holy crap, is that wind blowing? But yeah, I just got this bad man pajama lit. You can see it's just starting to take off. I got see if I move this light. Various sizes. Then I got a few more logs over there. Kind of pull the bottom one out and they roll down to me. Positive thing of being on a hill, I guess. Yeah, so the ground sheet didn't really work out where I thought it was gonna. The stove jack kind of comes right down, and it's pretty close to the inner, so I'm gonna try not to get it, you know, too hot in here. Don't want to melt anything, you know. I just got the tent. But yeah, I'll bring it back here in a little bit once I load it back up and starts getting warm in here. I brought a thermometer. It's not really for outdoor temperature, but hey, the old meat thermometer. We'll see what it says. It's pretty accurate, I guess. When I turn it on in my house, it reads what the thermostat does. So, but yeah, I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit, and yeah, once I load this thing up again. Man, I can already feel that getting warmer. Holy smokes. Can't really pick up on the chimney pipe, but that thing is hot. Yeah, just hanging out. Boy, is it nice and warm in here, though. Holy crap. Freezing outside. Like, below zero for you Brits. But, yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, tent's a bit fiddly to set up, and of course, you gotta put a stove together and deal with that in here and try not to burn yourself to death. But, you know, I do see the appeal to it. I mean, as windy as it is, and I'm sure you can hear it. Yeah, it's not bad in here. I'm gonna check the temperature here in a minute. I did it once already, and it was already 49 degrees, and the fire's only been burning for about 10 minutes, so I'm sure it'll get warmer. But yeah, it's a lot of work just to, you know, keep yourself warm in your tent. But I mean, it's a little different than the way we usually camp in the winter. Just have a rager outside, stay warm, and when you're done, go in your sleeping bag. But if you're by yourself, this isn't a bad way to do it. I do see the appeal to doing it this way. So yeah, I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. I did just load it back up. Yeah, nothing much really to do other than hang out here and hope we don't get blown away in this hurricane. Oh man, it's pretty warm in here. You know, you start getting a little bit older and have a couple drinks, you start getting warm and you start getting sleepy. It's only about 9 o'clock, but what else do I got to do other than feed this little fire and pass out? Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, it's just not a whole lot to do when you're hanging out in your tent. But I mean, you could have another person sleeping over there somewhere, but it would just be cramped. I mean, you'd both be warm, sure, but you know, for summertime, sure, you could pitch this thing and sleep 2 people in it, no problem though. That's not a bad tent. see if I can get my brother to post the link for it in the video description in case anybody's curious or wants to try it. Well, I don't know. As I said, I'm probably gonna end it for the night. It's nice and warm in here. I'm ready to go to sleep. And yeah, I'll bring you guys back in the morning once I've decided what I want to do. If I want to start another fire in the morning, maybe, I don't know, maybe cook something. I did bring something to eat, but it's nothing extravagant. Yeah, I'll bring you guys back in the morning most likely, unless anything cool happens. I don't know if you can see it. It hovers between 49 and 50. You get a big gust of wind, it rips out some of the heat, but it's not that bad. I mean, 50 degrees in here, and, you know, versus 19 outside, which is what it currently is. But yeah. And that's a bed of coals right now, and I'm sure if we wanted to, we could make it much hotter in here. I have the little dampers closed a little bit to try to not burn through the wood so quick, but yeah, I almost forgot to show you guys that. But all right, good night for real this time. Well, good morning. It's a little bit after 9, about quarter after. Tent made it through all the wind. Everything's good. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. As I said, it's already after 9, so not sure if I want to stick around for that long. You know, make a fire and then you gotta wait for the stove to cool down again. So, I mean, to make a cup of coffee, unless I want to be here till noon, and it's pretty cold out. But yeah, that thing worked great all night. Just woke up every hour or so, stuffed a few more pieces in it, and kept going until about 6. Then I stopped feeding it, just slept it off the rest of the way, and woke up. She's out. The chimney's nice and cold. The wood stove's cold, so I think I'm just gonna pack everything down and get up out of here. We are supposed to be getting some more snow later, and I really don't want to have to come back another time and get this time like I did the last one. So I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. Out of all the pieces of it, I'm not sure if it's because it's freezing cold out, but these two are, boy, they are stuck right together. I've tried smacking it on stuff, giving it a little bit of a bump. Could hear it wants to go. Yeah, no. Well, there's the spot where I was. There's the spot where the heater was. I gotta put a couple of rocks there. Gotta put them back in the fire pit where they belong. But other than that, I mean, yeah, that bag's got I brought a Sawzall to cut the wood with. I cheated. But yeah, I mean, other than putting the rocks back and picking up what's left of my stuff, yeah, about to get out of here. So if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like. Please subscribe. It does help my channel grow. I've gotten a few more over the last couple videos. As I've said before, it's slow growing and slow going, but I appreciate everybody that is subscribed and that will continue to. So with that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a good New Year's.